The Buffalo Bills have signed a 15-year veteran safety after losing out on Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde in free agency. This 15-year veteran safety comes to the Buffalo Bills on Tuesday and had his first practice of the preseason with the team as he is adjusting to being on an NFL roster. This player also has played for the Houston Texans and Denver Broncos and comes to the Buffalo Bills after a tumultuous 2023 season where he was suspended twice, as well as fined over $1 million worth of salary in 2023. This player is going to play for the Bills after having injuries to two players, one of them competing for the starting role and the other one who has missed a significant portion of training camp for the team. Mike Edwards is going to miss a significant portion of training camp and has also missed a significant portion of the spring ball for the Buffalo Bills after a shoulder injury in the spring and a hamstring injury in the fall. He could become a cap casualty for the Buffalo Bills and miss the NFL roster as he could be on the roster bubble for the 2024 season. Cole Bishop, on the other hand, in this move with this 15-year veteran safety does not affect Cole Bishop in the injury that happened to him on Tuesday. Also was injured on Tuesday in practice, and the Bills did sign another safety that we will talk about in a later episode of Player Analysis Series to a one-year contract. The Bills did have the injury to Bishop in what is presumed to be an arm injury for him. And the depth of the Buffalo Bills was very low in terms of the safety room, especially with Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde leaving the Bills in free agency and in what is presumed to be retirement in the case of Micah Hyde. The Bills are bringing in a player that has started his career at cornerback with the Houston Texans and comes to the Bills after being with the Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans in 2023. Can you guess who this player is? He is the next player that we will talk about on our Player Analysis Series, and the 13th player that we will talk about on our Player Analysis Series. We will talk about him right after we hit our intro. What is up, Bills Mafia? Welcome back to another edition of Player Analysis Series presented by GoBillsPodcast.com. I am your host and founder of the page, Brett McDurphy. Glad to be with you on this Wednesday evening to discuss our next player on our Player Analysis Series. Now, we are on lucky number 13 in terms of our Player Analysis Series, and this player that we are going to talk about comes to the Buffalo Bills on Tuesday and has signed a one-year deal to be the veteran safety in the safety room after injuries to Mike Edwards as well as Cole Bishop. The injury to Mike Edwards is a hamstring injury, and Sean McDermott reported that he will miss multiple weeks of training camp. The injury to Cole Bishop, which did not affect the signing of this player that we are talking about, is a arm injury, and he is expected to miss a significant portion of training camp as well. The Bills do have DeMar Hamlin on the roster, and he is expected to be the starting safety if Edwards and Bishop go down. But the Bills do need to add depth to the safety room, and the Bills did sign this veteran safety that we will talk about right here, right now. This veteran safety is none other than Kareem Jackson, who comes to the Buffalo Bills after a tumultuous 2023 season where he had multiple suspensions in that year. He had 6 game suspensions in 2023, and 2 of those suspensions are on hits from Luke Musgrave as well as Josh Dobbs. Now the Bills are bringing in Jackson, who is 36 years old, 5'10", 180 pounds, and also had 53 tackles, 2 interceptions, and played in 42.48% of the defensive snaps. He started his NFL career as a cornerback, but transferred over to the safety role later in his career. He was drafted by the Houston Texans 20th overall out of the University of Alabama and comes to the Buffalo Bills wearing jersey number 27, which was previously used by Tre'Davious White. Some pros and cons for Kareem Jackson are that he has good size and body frame, as well as change of direction. He also has experience playing cornerback and safety, which is so important in the NFL. He played in close to 200 games in his NFL career. He mirrors wide receivers very well and is an above-average speed guy with underrated ball skills, terrific anticipation on short routes, and route recognition. His cons are, like I mentioned, the 2023 season where he had dirty hits on 2 players, and he is known as a dirty player across the NFL. He also needs to work on his tackling technique. Not a ton of interceptions throughout his career. Somewhat inconsistent and not very physical in terms of hitting. Also struggles to get off of blocks. And he can work on a few other things as well that we will mention in our videos as well. The unnecessary roughness hits are where we're going to start in terms of our film study today. And I want to get into that film because I want you to see the hits that he had on Luke Musgrave as well as Josh Dobbs and how he could have prevented these hits from happening. Let's check out the first video that we are going to watch, which is the Luke Musgrave hit. Watch the way that Luke Musgrave comes into play here and how Kareem Jackson on that play is pretty much getting a hit on a defenseless player. Let's watch it again here. Number 22, that hit right there. Boom, knocking Musgrave's back on that play. The next play that we're going to watch is a hit that he had on Josh Dobbs. We're going to watch it from 2 different angles. The first one is live film. Let's check it out. This play here, a quarterback option play. As you see the ball coming out on that play, it doesn't look like a big play where anything bad happened on that one. But let's check it out from the second angle that you will see here. This one, watch and see 22, Kareem Jackson leading with his helmet right into the helmet of Josh Dobbs. And how he could have prevented that hit from happening is he could have led into the ball carrier on that play where he could have led with his shoulder instead of leading it into the helmet of Josh Dobbs. And that's how he did get his first suspension of the year. Now let's go into 2023 and watch the good side of Jackson on these plays. The first one is going to be his interception that he has on the year, the first one that he had. And let's watch this play as he saves a red zone touchdown on this play. Jimmy Garoppolo dropping back to pass. Top of the screen is where you're going to want to look at, guys. Dropping back to pass, scrambling, tip ball right to Kareem Jackson on that play. Let's watch it again from a second angle. Dropping back to pass, as you see top of the screen. And there is Kareem Jackson making the interception right there, saving a touchdown on that play. The next play that we will watch is going to be a game-winning interception that he has against the Chicago Bears. On this play, Justin Fields dropping back to pass, Kareem Jackson intercepting it for the game-winning interception and what is presumed to be the end of the era for Justin Fields in Chicago as the Bears started off the 2023 season 0-4. Now let's watch this next play, and this is one against the New York Jets on just a little short route. Watch the anticipation and the tackling technique by Kareem Jackson. Wilson dropping back to pass, and that ball caught and stopped right there from Kareem Jackson on that play. John Robert coming into the chat saying Kareem played well with Von Miller in Denver, and I completely agree. He does have experience playing with multiple players on the Buffalo Bills as well, which only helps his chances of making the roster. The next play that we are going to watch, this is a big hit that they had on a running back. Check it out, guys. Let's watch it one more time as I get a sip of water, guys. On this play, you see the running back running the ball. Big hit, leading with his shoulder. Kareem Jackson on that play. And this is the good side of what you see from Kareem Jackson rather than the dirty hits that you normally see. And I want to watch it from one more time, guys. This is an excellent tackle from his safety coming in and knocking the ball out on that play. Absolutely what you're supposed to do in the NFL in saving the ball carrier from a big hit. Let's watch this next play here. This is on a end-around play. Brandon LaFell running the ball down the field. And you see this play was a forced fumble. And Jadeveon Clowney running the ball down the field right into what is about to be the red zone for the Houston Texans. Let's watch it one more time on that hit. LaFell coming around here. Boom, there's a hit by Kareem Jackson. Excellent hit. Jadeveon Clowney scooping the ball up, running it down the field and right into the red zone. Good tackle by Andy Dalton on that play. The next play, this is another play where against the Bengals, and watch the sack by Jackson on this play. Dalton dropping back to pass over the top as you see Kareem Jackson coming in for the sack on that play. Excellent sack there from Jackson. The last play, this is on Blake Bortles. Watch this anticipation on this play, running this ball back for a touchdown. Top of the screen is where you're going to want to look. Interception by Kareem Jackson, running it down the field, high stepping right here, using those Deion Sanders high steps, running it in for a touchdown on that play. Excellent job by Kareem Jackson on that play. Now, what is he going to bring to the Buffalo Bills? And I will tell you what he's going to bring is going to be a career where he had a ton of interceptions, 23 to be exact. He also has a total of, 22 interceptions that he has in his career. He also brings in the 953 tackles overall in his career. Ton of experience out there on the field as well at the cornerback and safety position. 4 defensive touchdowns that he had in his career. Amazing speed as well to him at a 4.4 40. But he also brings to the Bills some much needed depth at the safety position, especially with Mike Edwards and Cole Bishop missing time. That's only going to help the Bills. Now, I do expect him, if he does become the starter, to get around 60 tackles, 2 to 3 interceptions, and maybe even a forced fumble recovery or 2 on the season. But don't expect big numbers from him. This is more of a depth guy that's going to come to the Bills and be a potential roster bubble type guy if both Mike Edwards and Cole Bishop get healthy. But if he does become the starter, he could do some big things in Buffalo behind an elite defensive line as well as linebacking core. But I can't wait to see what he does on the field in training camp as well as in the preseason for the team. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on all social media platforms. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, as well as Threads. And also don't forget you can find us on our website, gobillspodcast.com. Click on over to the website where you can find all of our upcoming shows under our 2024 podcast schedule. Also, don't forget that we will be going live tomorrow night with another player on our player analysis series. So click on over to the Go Bills podcast on YouTube and Facebook. Click the like button, subscribe, and also keep your notifications alive as well and be notified anytime we are going live. This has been the Go Bills podcast, and we will see you next time for another edition of Player Analysis Series. Until then, Go Bills.